Hold up 1 second. Ugh. There we go. That's much better. Wow. Wonder what happened. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm going live. We're gonna talk while I guess we watch this Lakers and Spurs because I have everything on me. So Champagne is gonna take two free throws. Oh shit. Yeah. I'm gonna be checking in and out the game while I'm talking to y'all. So if I'm turned over, that would have been wild if I would have finished that sentence. Oh, oh, this bitch nigga choked. Wow, Champagne. He got to miss the second one like he missed the first one. They got to do the exact same thing they did before, bro. That's wild. I'm a bit under the weather, so you know. Oh, they messed up again. What the fuck? Well, that's game, regardless. Yeah, so the Lakers win again. This nigga LeBron a sucker, bro. Like, he ain't sitting there congratulating his teammates. He just walked away. He just looked at Luca like, Eddie, nigga. Bron's such a bitch ass nigga. I just don't see how y'all like this guy. Dude clearly jealous of Luca. Lakers is doing all this without Cuz. They kill him without Cuz. They really don't need Cuz. So they need to trade him. He know that his card is punched. These niggas is winning these games. And Luca did this shit by himself. He did this shit without Austin Reeves. He did it with Marcus Smart. He did it with DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia. Luca top five, bro. It's just Luca only problem is his injuries. That's it. Other than that, and then y'all saw the Thunder lose tonight to the Blazers. The Blazers are a bad matchup for them. I I said about the Blazers, like this could be a play-in team. They have that potential because of Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday's leadership definitely helps that young team for sure. Like, but anyway, let's look at these box scores of the day. This is a very entertaining day to watch basketball. Very entertaining day. Damn, I got wait, unless I move this up a little bit. Yeah, I think this is the angle I want to be at. Okay. I was just adjusting my Twitch stuff. Let me see. Damn. It's a lot of games we got to go through. I didn't realize it was that many games tonight. Well, fuck it. We could talk. As long as I don't go underwater with this fucking congestion shit, we gonna rock. All right, so we had Cleveland defeating the Philadelphia 76ers without the services of Joel Embiid, 132 to 121. Oh boy. So we got Kelly Oubre, 19 points. Tyrese Maxey, 27 points. BJ Edgecombe, probably his worst game all season. 7 points, 3 of 14 from the field. Trendon Watford. What a low-key, cheap pickup for Philly. Trendon Watford's been solid for this team. Andre Drummond, 13 points, 13 rebounds. Pretty serviceable backup, if you ask me. Quentin Grimes, 27 points, 9 of 15 from the field. Yeah. But nothing you could do. I mean, Donovan Mitchell was hot like fire. My only issue with Mitchell is why can't he play like this on the regular? He had 46 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists. He's capable of these nights. I remember throughout the playoffs, I'm trying to remember what year that was. The year before last, I remember Donovan Mitchell being one of the best players in that whole playoffs. 15 to 21, 6 of 11 from three. So he only missed one regular field goal. That and didn't miss a free throw either. Yeah, Philly's just one of those teams. Are you a fraud or are you real? Are you a contender or a pretender? We should play that game. We should definitely play that game. We could do that because I don't know who's gonna come out the Eastern Conference. But, let's just focus on this shit. Let's see who else balled out for Cleveland. Jarrett Allen, 24 points and 10 rebounds. Damn. So that's interesting. That dude never be this consistent. This nigga attempted 2 threes. Evan Mobley had 23 points and 5 rebounds. Larry Nance in 15 minutes had 5 fouls. That is crazy. Sam Merrill had 14 points. Wow, the Lakers are 7-2 now. Wow, they 7-2 without your king. If this isn't a sign for Rob Pelinka to have a talk with LeBron James, I don't know what is. But of course, we'll get there. The next game. All right, my Detroit Pistons are 6-2. Okay. All we need is Malik Beasley back. And we could get out that first round for sure if we get that nigga back. But anyway, Pistons defeated the Jazz 114-103. All right, we had Lauri Markkanen with 25 points, 8 of 22, 3 of 12 from three. God damn. Just Yusuf Nurkic, 6 points and 17 rebounds. My Lord. Not much help from the bench. Ace Bailey had 9 points, and then Fee McCallicook had 28 points. Former Piston. Keontae George had 19 points, but shot 6 of 18, 1 of 5 from three. That's crazy. Jalen Duren. Hey, man. That could be another person that is going to be up for most improved player. So Jalen Duren had 22 points and 22 rebounds. He is a better version of Andre Drummond. I think he's going to be better than Andre Drummond, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I knew in the draft that he had Dwight Howard potential. He did because he moved like Dwight. He caught the oops. He rebounded like Dwight. He protect the rim like Dwight. He just had to develop some confidence. Once he developed some confidence, it was on. Cade Cunningham, 31 points, 10 assists. We're doing this without Ivy and Beasley. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. Sorry, Thompson had 18. Karis LeVert had 10 points off the bench. We got a good 9-man rotation. Paul Reed should play more minutes. I'm just saying, Paul Reed's very valuable to this team. Okay. So we got, wow, Brooklyn got their first win. Hey, yo. Wow. That's crazy. Michael Porter Jr., 32 points, 7 rebounds, Nick Claxton had 18 points and 10 rebounds and 6 assists. Wow. Terrence Mann had 15 points and 6 assists. Tyrese Martin had 16 points off the bench. Interesting. Hold on 1 second. My bad. I'm just checking something on my Twitch real quick because I can't see comments. Oh well, I don't care. Look at them later. They usually pop up in that left corner, but whatever. Let's look at the Pacers. What happened? Pascal Siakam, 23 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds. Jeremiah Robinson Earl, 8 points, 15 rebounds. Ben Shepherd, 18 points, 7 of 13, 3 of 7 from 3. Aaron Nesmith, 15 points. Jay Huff, 16 points off the bench. Doesn't mean anything. Indiana is 1-7. Damn, Gucci. Brooklyn's got their first win off of Indiana. That is embarrassing. Speaking of embarrassing, the Boston Celtics beat the Washington Wizards, who's also 1-7, 136-107. I knew the West was going to have the worst team. I mean, the East was going to have the worst teams. So 136-107 is crazy. Look who might have slid their way into the most improved player list. Alex Sarr. 31 points, 8 rebounds. Nice. CJ McCollum, though. 3 points, 1 of 10 from 3. Wow. Alex Sarr was also 4 or 5 from 3. Wow. Marvin Bagley, 11 points. Malachi Branham, 10 points. Not much help here. No Middleton. Boston Celtics side of things, Josh Minott, 21 points. Josh Minott starting now. That's an interesting replacement for Sam Hauser, who was 1 of 6 tonight, 1 of 8 overall. Anthony Simons had 18 points on 7 of 16 shooting, 4 of 10 from 3. Neemias Quetta, 15 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists. Derek White, 12 points, 8 assists. Jaylen Brown, 35 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. God damn. Peyton Pritchard, 18 points, 5 assists. Wow. Yeah, complete ass whooping. Then more ass whoopings were handed out tonight. This is the night of BTA for the Eastern Conference. So the New York Knicks beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 137-114. Julius Randle had 32 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Dante DiVincenzo, 21 points. Ant-Man, in his return, had 15 points, 5 of 13 for the field, 3 of 7 from 3. Not much help from their bench. Mike Conley had 8 points and 6 assists. When I bet on him, he has 0 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist type shit. New York Knicks side, you had OG Anunoby, 25 points, 8 rebounds. I knew he was going to have a good game. Karl Anthony Towns had 15 points and 10 rebounds. Jalen Brunson had 23 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists. Okay, Josh Hart at 18 points. He was balling. Deuce McBride had 14 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. Wow. And to think the Detroit Pistons had Miles McBride and Quentin Grimes. We should have never let them two walk out the door. Because if we didn't, we would have beat New York if we had those two guys. I swear. Next up is more BTA. This time it's on the Western Conference as the Houston Rockets defeated the Memphis Grizzlies 124-109. Let's box this bitch up. Kevin Durant became Kevin Durant tonight. 11 points, 5 of 18 from the field. He was bound to have a bad game at some point. He's human. Jabari Smith Jr. had 16 points on 6 of 8 shooting. Alperen Şengün, 20 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists. My Lord. Yeah, that guy's an all-star, buddy. Ben Thompson. This is another guy that could put his hat into most improved player. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. This dude is a walking triple-double. Tari Eason had 16 points, and Reed Shepherd had 12 points. Ja Morant continues to struggle. He had 17 points. You know what I'm saying? He had 17 points, 6 of 19 shooting, 1 of 7 from 3. All right. So let's see what happened. Wow. Ja Morant, bro. I don't know, guys. I mean, a lot of people are linking Ja Morant to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I've said this for about, I don't know, maybe a year that this should have happened. I felt like they should have got Ja at the trade deadline last year. You know what I'm saying? And I knew the Grizzlies were going to struggle this year. Let's see. Santi Aldama, 16 points. Cam Spencer, 19 points off the bench. Vince Williams, 10 points. Yeah, it's about that time. I think that Ja needs to be a dangerous number 2 alongside a guy like Ant-Man, and Randall slide to the third option. Or Ja can be the third option. And he'd be dangerous as a third option because nobody would see him. You know, he would just be mysterious. You know what I'm saying? He'll be out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And he'll get his like 17 and 10, while Randall gets, I don't know, 18, 9 and 9. Then Ant-Man gets 25, 5 and 5 a night. The stats of the pie would be divided over there in Minnesota. You know, they'll be like, you know, what do you trade for him? That is actually a good question. Rudy Gobert. I mean, shit. Edie, you know, he's missing time. I'm sure he wouldn't mind being a backup. He's early in his career. So I'm sure that he, you know, Edie's a humble player. I think he would like adjust. And New Orleans wins against Dallas without Zion Williamson. Dallas Mavericks are becoming a disappointment. I see that Dallas bench Clay the Stallion, huh? Mr. Megan the Stallion and shit. Benched his ass. All right, let's look at the Pelicans. So we got Sadiq Bey with 22 points and 9 rebounds. Trey Murphy, 11 points. Jose Alvarado, 13 points. Derek Queen, 11 and 7. Jeremiah Fears, 13 and 5. I mean, I just think that was just a simple team output. They didn't even shoot it completely. Neither team shot it well today, so it must have been like a defensive game. I don't know. Or maybe niggas was just missing. But Dallas had better contributions from their role players, and they still lost by 2 points. So Daniel Gafford had 15 points. PJ Washington had 15 points and 11 rebounds. Cooper Flagg, 20 and 9. Wow. D'Angelo Russell, 9 points. Max Christie, 12 points. Klay Thompson had 11 off the bench, though. I think that Klay is just better off the bench, in my personal opinion. And he has to adjust his role and not be egotistical about it. Brandon Williams had 10 points. I don't know how Dallas lost this game, bro. But that seat is sizzling for Jason Kidd now. But I'm glad that they started a true point guard in D'Angelo Russell instead of playing Cooper Flagg out of position. All right, so the next game was this was a good one. The Denver Nuggets defeated the Miami Heat 122-112. All right, so we have Norman Powell, 23 points. Andrew Wiggins, 22 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Jaime Jaquez Jr., 21 points. Khalil Ware, 13 and 13. Bam Adebayo left the game early with an injury. He only played 8 minutes. So Bam and Tyler Hero are out now. All right, so on the Denver side, Aaron Gordon had 24 points. Nikola Jokic, this shit. This is the stat king, y'all, of the era right here. Nikola Jokic, 33 points, 15 rebounds, 16 assists. I don't even think LeBron be putting up this kind of numbers. This is different. This is Wilt Chamberlain-like, bro. I swear to God. Then you had Tim Hardaway Jr. with 18 points off the bench. Tim Hardaway Jr. was hitting some big shots in this game. Like, this is a game that I watched in its entirety. So Tim Hardaway Jr., that was just a God-level pickup for Denver. Next up, the Los Angeles Lakers improved to 7-2 as they defeated the San Antonio Spurs 118-116. Damn, these motherfuckers done lost 2 straight in San Antonio. Meanwhile, the Lakers continue keeping on without LeBron, which I love it, obviously. You know, it's been long overdue. LeBron has overstayed his welcome in LA. All right. 7 niggas in double figures for San Antonio. Harrison Barnes had 14. Julian Champagnie had 14. Victor Wembanyama had 19. Devin Vassell had 15. Stephon Castle had 16. Jeremy Sohan had 16. Keldon Johnson had 12. And Jeremy Sohan had 16. God damn. All right, on the Lakers side of things, DeAndre Ayton had 22 points and 10 rebounds. Luka Doncic had 35 points, 9 rebounds, and 13 assists, and 5 steals, and 2 blocks. Wow. And they did all this without LeBron and Austin Reeves. Wow. The question is this Lakers team really that good? Or is Luka and Austin Reeves good and they make the players around them better? Meanwhile, LeBron James freezes out his players. I'm just saying. The proof's in the pudding, man. This team is good. And this is enough help. There was no excuse for this team, to lose when they lost. I understand they lost because they didn't have a center to counter Rudy Gobert. I mean, Ayton wouldn't stop Rudy Gobert, but Ayton would foul Rudy Gobert a lot. And Gobert's not really a good free throw shooter. The Lakers being 7-2 without Bron, it's a sign that the future is here. The best, one of the best backcourts in the league is here in Reeves and Luka. Next up, this is a game that I caught in the second half of the game because I was watching Miami and Denver, so can't watch them all. Okay, so the Portland Trailblazers give the Oklahoma City Thunder their first loss. However, the Thunder were without Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams. No excuses because I felt like they should have beaten the Trailblazers. I think that they thought Portland Trailblazers were sweet, but they're not. They can compete with OKC. They could give OKC problems in a series. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 35 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Isaiah Hartenstein had 10 points, 11 rebounds. Aaron Wiggins, 27 points. AJ Mitchell, 21 points. Hey, man. I don't know, guys. Mitchell and Wiggins are cold-blooded. I mean, and then the crazy part is OKC had to lead the entire game. And Portland came back on them. OKC usually plays you close, and then they lock it down the third and the fourth quarter. They couldn't lock Portland up. Portland got too much talent. You know, Denny Avdia and Tamani Kamara, Klingon, Grant, Holiday, those guys came to play. They came to put belt to ass. All right? Isaiah Joe, 14 points. Okay, we had Denny Avdia, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. It's another guy that could be a most improved player candidate. Drew Holiday, 22 points. Shade Sharp, 18 points. Jeremy Grant, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Nice. Drew Up Reef, 12 points. Yeah, I just think that OKC fell asleep at the end and they could not recover. All right, so the Sacramento Kings defeated the Golden State Warriors 121-116. The Warriors were without Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. Weak ass load management, if you ask me. They said Steph had a cold. And they said Steph could play in the old era. Stop the bullshit, bro. A cold, nigga. I'm under the weather right now. I work today, motherfucker. Stop the bullshit, bro. Like, you remember, like I remember when I was working in the offices and shit. Like me, I'm not the type of person that wanna get anybody sick, especially at call centers and whatnot. Like you down 2 call center agents, and it's a fucked up day for everybody else because we answering calls and then the shit could get jammed up. So it's all bad. I'm gonna just say that. But anyway, back to this game. Jonathan Kuminga, 24 points, 9 rebounds. Moses Moody, 28 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Brandon Podziemski, 14, 9, and 9. Wow. Will Richard in the place of Steph Curry. Hey, yo, the rookie had 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. 10 of 15 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3. Wow. This is a second round pick. But the guy got championship experience at college. He was in the national championship game in college. Crazy. Mm. Not much help from their bench. I think that was the difference here because, woo, the Kings played without Domantas Sabonis and Zach LaVine and Russell Westbrook. Triple dub Russ is back in the motherfucking building. 23 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists. Wow. Triple double Russell. Y'all niggas really trying to keep this nigga out the league. They gave Killian Hayes a fucking job over Russell Westbrook. Y'all tried to blackball this man for no fucking reason. Now look at him. Triple double. Wow. DeMar DeRozan had 25 points. Dennis Schroeder had 18.7 rebounds, 7 assists. Hell of a fourth quarter for him. Malik Monk, 21 points. Yeah. Great game. Very entertaining. Now we're going to get into the standings, and then we're going to talk contender or pretender. We're going to look at the record, and we're going to see if they contender or pretender, y'all. And then I'm going to just summarize each conference and tell you what I think. Okay. So Chicago Bulls, contender or pretender. This, I think, I don't believe in Bulls. Like, I don't care what happens. I don't care if they even keep that number one seed. I don't believe in them until they win a series. That's just the proving grounds. You know, this team will be a lottery team until it's not. I'm not taking away the fact that they're not playing well. I'm not saying that. They are playing well. They beat some respectable teams along the way. I thought that the Bulls were going to not be that good. I'm not going to lie. I still don't think that. But I think that now I can say that they'll finish between 7 through 10. I didn't even have them that high on my list. You know, I was wrong about the Bulls. Don't get me wrong. I admit wrong. But it's only 7 games. It's an 82-game season, guys. We will see by All-Star break if these niggas are still for real. I think that they're a fluke right now. I think the Chicago Bulls, some of them fouls the Lakers be getting are ridiculous. Well, Gerald, you know they fucking rigging this shit. You know they rigging that shit. They want LeBron to go back to the finals so bad. But if Rob Pelinka was a smart man, I'd get rid of LeBron. I'd be like, I would do what Jerry West did to Shaquille O'Neal and Dr. Buss. They put a motherfucking map. They put a globe in the middle of the floor and told Shaq, point to where you want to go. But I was just responding to a comment. My bad, y'all. But Chicago, I'm going to say pretenders for now. Josh Giddey, that's another guy could win most improved player. Vucevic is good, always been a good player. Kobe White's coming back. The role players are actually playing pretty good for them. Vucevic is going to be a hell of a player. He's going to be just like Andre Karolinko. I'm telling you, that's the next Andre Karolinko. Look him up. Him and Vucevic play the same exact way. They're the same height. They're both tall and slender, no diddy. Like they're, you know, They both got like long arms. You know what I'm saying? All right. So Detroit Pistons, contender or pretenders? They're a playoff contender, not a championship contender. Quite yet. Still think that they are one player away. Malik Beasley, Jaden Ivey. If they get those two, if they re-sign Beasley, they Ivy comes back within, I don't know. I think they said he was out 4 weeks because he had to clean his knee. But I think Detroit are contenders. Cade Cunningham is an MVP candidate. I think Cade Cunningham is a top 10 player in the league. And he proves that shit every night. He's a triple double threat. He makes his teammates better around him. Shout out to Cade. Jalen Duren is coming along. He is stepping up as the second best player on the team. And he's going to need to do that every night. New York Knicks, contender or pretender? They're contenders. I truly think that they might win the East, in my opinion. I think they got the defense, they got the roster, they got the depth, they got the coach, they got the players. They have all the elements to come out the East. So definitely contender. Cleveland Cavaliers, they're barely a contender, but they're playoff pretenders for sure. Playoff pretender, they'll make the playoffs, but they are pretenders, y'all. They're pretenders. In this segment, they're contenders, but playoffs, like as far as going deep into the playoffs, they're pretenders. Reason being is Donovan Mitchell inconsistent, Darius Garland injury prone, Max Strus is injury prone. Milwaukee Bucks, contender or pretenders? I mean, as long as Giannis is on the court, they'll always be contenders. This team just won't win the championship. Like, they got good players surrounded by Giannis, but there isn't a legit number 2 option in Milwaukee. I think Miles Turner disappears too much. Gary Trent is a streaky shooter. Bobby Portis is too much of a crash out to be a number 2. Cole Anthony's good, but he's not a number 2. I think that Milwaukee is going to make a trade. You know who I think that Milwaukee should trade for? That I heard a rumor far back from before? Tyler Herro. I think Milwaukee Bucks should go after Tyler Herro. Tyler Herro would be the perfect number 2 to Giannis Antetokounmpo. He could play that same spot that Dame was playing. He could play that same spot Dame Lillard was playing. But yeah, I think the Bucks should go after Tyler Herro, in my opinion. Philadelphia 76ers, contender or pretender? That's a tough question to answer, to be honest with you. I am going to say contender for now. It all depends on, it all depends on the health of Embiid and Paul George, especially Embiid. Paul George, he's never healthy. PG's never healthy. He's not anybody that you could trust. So yeah, young Metro just doesn't trust Paul George. Plenty of time. All right, so we got the Atlanta Hawks. Contender or pretender? They're contenders if Trae Young's healthy. If they're healthy, they're contenders. So I'm gonna say contender for now. That roster is cold. You got Trae, you got Porzingis, you got Nickeil Alexander Walker, you got Luke Kennard, you got Jalen Johnson, Ricochet. Yeah, they're contenders like a motherfucker, actually. Toronto Raptors are 4-4. They're 8th right now. They're pretenders. Just don't trust the health of Brandon Ingram. Don't trust Scotty Barnes. He hasn't proven anything, really, in my opinion. No. Miami Heat contenders or pretenders? I'm going to say contenders with Tyler Hero, pretenders without Tyler Hero. Because they need him. Without him, they ain't got a chance in hell. Boston Celtics, without Jason Tatum, they're 10th. They are pretenders right now. With Tatum, they're contenders, but you know. Orlando Magic is 3-5. I'm gonna say they're pretenders for now. I had high hopes for this Magic team. I thought that they were going to be a number 3 seed in the East with the addition of Desmond Bane, but Desmond Bane has not gotten integrated well into this Magic offense, and he is struggling to shoot from the field. But yeah, Orlando at the trade deadline, they gotta go after a shooter, or they need to explore free agency and just grab a shooter. I think that would make a difference. They would have to grab multiple shooters, maybe 2 or 3. But Orlando Magic's 3-point shooting percentage is the reason why they're losing games. They can't fucking shoot. Charlotte Hornets, they're pretenders right now. They're pretenders right now. Charlotte has the roster to make the play in. I just think that they just make too many mistakes as a unit, bro. Okay. Brooklyn Nets, pretenders like a motherfucker. They're not going to no playoffs no time soon. Indiana Pacers are pretenders only because they're hurt. If they were healthy, they were definitely contenders this year, even without Halliburton. But injuries to Nembhard, Mathurin, you know. Obi Toppin, like that team is decimated with injuries. And Siakam's out there by himself. Then the Washington Wizards are pretenders for sure. I thought that they would be in that 10 seed range myself because of Middleton and CJ, but they haven't gotten off to a good start since they're 1-7. Now, What I think gonna happen is I think the top 3 teams in the East is gonna be New York, Cleveland, and Detroit. I would probably have New York number 1, Cleveland number 2, and Detroit number 3. I think that's what's gonna stand. Milwaukee is definitely gonna be in the conversation. They'll be in that top 6. I think Atlanta is probably going to end up in that top 6 once Trae Young comes back. That's what I think. So my 6 choices: Detroit, New York, Cleveland, Atlanta, Milwaukee. I would say Philly for that 6th spot. Then I'd say Chicago, Orlando, Miami, and Boston are my 4 choices for the play in the East. Because I had my prediction before the season, but I've actually watched every team play at least once or twice. And I truly think that Philly team is a little bit more prepared now. They're better than last year, even without Paul George. But yeah, man, New York, I think they're going to be the number 1 team in the East this year. Now, who's coming out the West? I mean, let's do this in the West too. Oklahoma City Thunder, they're contenders. I think they are a threat to repeat again. I think they're going to repeat. Nobody can beat this team 7 games. I mean, in 7 games. You could probably beat them 3 games. Maybe. If you're a Denver, if you're a Lakers, if you're a Golden State Warriors, maybe. I don't think Golden State can beat them. I don't think San Antonio can beat them. But if you look at the West, you look at the records, like, this is crazy as hell. Damn near everybody in 1 through 10 is above 500, but Oklahoma City definitely not pretending. Los Angeles Lakers are contenders. Matter of fact, I had LA making the playoffs this year. I mean, you got a top 5 player in Luka Doncic, man. Anything's possible. Long as Luka healthy, I'm about to say Luther. Long as Luka Doncic healthy, Big Luther, not Lil Luther, not Big Luka. As long as he healthy, sky limit for that Lakers team. I mean, that team is just. I mean, this is proof that LeBron has good talent around him, and he just can't seem to maximize that. I think that it's going to be an adjustment for Bron. But the best thing for LeBron to do is be a third option. Fall back. Be on the block. Collecting rebounds. This dude could easily average 14, 15 rebounds a game. But the Lakers doing this shit without LeBron is crazy. But they're definitely contenders. Houston Rockets are contenders for sure. I don't know where I would put them. Probably 6th. I'd say they'd be 6th in the West. Denver Nuggets at 5-2. They're 4th. I think they're going to rise up to the number 2 seed. They'll be number 2. San Antonio Spurs, I don't know if they can keep this going. But, I mean, if you add a De'Aaron Fox back and Dylan Harper back, this is a different team. This is a team now you added a 20-point scorer with Wemby. Stephon Castle is getting a lot of the reps. Portland Trailblazers, they could be a threat. I think they could be a 10 seed, y'all. That's what I think. They could be a 10 seed. I swear. But a lot of these people are not healthy. But Portland Trailblazers are the most dangerous team. You got Drew Holiday, Donovan Clingan, Jeremy Grant, Chris Murray. You got Shaedon Sharpe, jump out of the jail. You got Denny Avdia. Like, this is a squad, in my opinion. Like, this is a team that's going to be I'm going to pick them as my dark horse in the West, Portland. Not to win it, but just a dark horse in general. Somebody you got to look out for. Golden State Warriors are always going to be in the mix. What seed they end up at, I have no clue. But I didn't say whether they were pretenders or contenders. Fuck. Houston contender, Denver contender, San Antonio Spurs, I say contender. Portland Trailblazers, I'm going to say pretender for now. That's not a diss. That's not a diss. I'll say pretender for now. They got to improve their record. Once they do that, then, I'm rocking. Golden State Warriors, they're contenders for sure. Minnesota Timberwolves, contenders. They've lost a lot of games being reckless, but I can see it. Los Angeles Clippers, pretenders. They're pretenders. They're old. Some of them are washed. They play like they're old and slow. They got a bunch of old, slow players out there that all you got to do is take them one-on-one. I mean, I like Kawhi. Don't get me wrong, but Kawhi getting up there. His knees is already old. Then Phoenix Suns, definitely pretenders. Definitely pretenders. Their role players are decent, but they ain't got no defense. They can't defend nobody. Not a damn soul. Sacramento Kings, pretenders. Hands down, pretenders. Yeah, they're pretenders. I love Sacramento, though. They can run up them stats. They're a good team to bet on, but they are pretend thugs. Utah Jazz, pretenders for now. They got some potential, though, to be a good team. There's nobody in the way in Utah. It's freelance, basically. Memphis Grizzlies, definitely pretenders. Definitely pretenders. New Orleans Pelicans, pretenders for sure. Even though they've won their last 2 games, that's a good sign. That's a sign of life from the Pelicans. But let me think. Dallas Mavericks are the worst team in the West right now. Damn. Who'd have thunk it? Who would have saw that? Who would have saw that shit coming, bro? A team. Even without Kyrie, you had AD. You had Lively, Gafford. I mean, I know they suffered a lot of injuries and shit like that. Dallas is much better than their 2-6 record. I think once they get Kyrie back in January, I think that's when things will start picking up for that team. But they just got to get everybody back. Mm. But yeah, Dallas being the worst team, I say they're pretenders for now. They're pretenders without Kyrie. Kyrie makes them contenders. But yeah, I'm gonna end it right here. I appreciate you guys for checking out the content, fucking with it. I'm out.